Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com, and all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.
Hey guys, welcome in. Happy Monday to you, December 13th. Let that marinate for a minute here as we've got a nice card in the association. And of course, we got a few games that we want to break down for you, see if we can't find some of those edges tonight. And we're going to do it from the prop market all the way to the sides, totals, you name it. We've got you covered with three of the finest in the business, and you can locate all three of these gentlemen at WagerTalk.com, including the prop god himself, Andy Lang in the house, Tony Mejia with his typing fingers and all joining us, and of course Rob Veno in the house as well. And Andy, welcome in. Happy Monday, man. Props continuing to treat you well. How was the weekend? It is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. What do you got for us over there?
Weekend was a break-even weekend. There was, nothing major to report. No big wins, no big losses, but we do have a huge card tonight. We got our play of the day, which is a full game spread, and then I have 9 player props loaded. Plays were jumping off the page. We got a bunch of really nice spots. And could history be made tonight in Indianapolis when Steph Curry breaks the record? It could happen. It could happen. You never know.
Well, no, you don't, but I'm sure he's going to be going for it. That's the reality of the situation. Tony Mejia, talk to us here, my man. Locked and loaded, coming off a big weekend for you. I know you're ready to go here tonight in the association.
Yeah, I got one play up in the association, but a bunch to go. We talked off air that I'm treading lightly because of all the COVID news, so want to make sure that all the right people are in place for games. Got a couple of cancellations this week with the Bulls not playing tomorrow night and Thursday against Detroit and Toronto. But as far as my picks are concerned, I've been on a really hot streak. 13-1, last 14 5% plays, 9-1 run in the NBA. I'm like the Cleveland Cavaliers and Houston Rockets against the spread these days. And to be in such fine company, I can only pat myself on the back. So that just trying to keep it going forward, and the dogs are having their day.
The whole Houston Rockets thing, like that was like you don't want to do that. Don't do that anymore. Go ahead, Rob Veno, talk to us here, my man. Welcome back in. Weekend profitable for you, I am sure, and of course tonight at $9 Monday. I know you're locked and loaded there.
I am, Joe. A pair of NBA best bets up there this morning. I feel kind of the way Andy described, the way he felt, that there were some plays that kind of jumped off the page this morning. So got them in there quickly. We will hope. I mean, we don't foresee any COVID problems in the couple of games that I played. You cross your fingers at this point in time, like Tony said. I had a great day yesterday, but after Tony Mejia, I don't even want to talk about what I did because it pales in comparison. But we had a great NFL day. If it weren't for the Cleveland Browns and the late blow up, laying 2.5 would have swept the board. So good weekend, good day, up and available here tonight with NBA, and looking at maybe one college play. I have not played a lot of college basketball at all, but maybe one college play. And real quick, just want to mention that college bowl games, which begin this Friday, will be up and loaded starting tonight. So a lot of action here these next couple of weeks for sure.
All right, good stuff, guys. Well, bottom line, $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. Visit these gentlemen there and let us dive into our contrarian play of the day. And it was an interesting board here tonight, a couple of different options in which we could have gone. But it's quite clear the market is saying, yeah, the Cleveland Cavaliers must be for real because they keep getting money and the line keeps going towards them. So the Miami Heat land in a contrarian spot here tonight, getting 5.5 in Cleveland, who kind of whooped up on them there last time that they played. Now, we know no Jimmy Butler still, no Bam. Okay, we get all of that. But what do you think here? Let's start, Andy, at the top. Let's go with from a prop betting perspective in this matchup. Do you like the Cleveland Cavaliers enough to lay 5.5, 6 points with them?
I after being torched by the Heat when they hit the barrage of 3-pointers the other night against Milwaukee, I'm just mentally scarred. I need to step back and not be involved with the Miami game for at least another week or so. I still wake up in the middle of the night just picturing balls going through hoops from TJ Tucker and whoever the ninth forward on the benches. Anyway, so no, I could see this one plus 5.5. I do like the Cleveland team. I love how they're playing right now. I think they're going to have a pretty big advantage inside, but 5.5 might be a little bit too much if the Heat get going on threes. I do like a couple of props I think we can cash in on. Dwayne Dedman, I'm going under 8.5 points. Listen, he had the game of his life. The game of his life last time. He scored 20 points. He's going to regress back to his normal. This is a guy who averages 6 points per game per season. So when you see a guy have an outrageous shooting night, come back against him, he's going to regress. He went under this total in 14 out of 15 games, including 4 straight before that 20-point performance. So 8.5, I'm going under with Dwayne Dedman. My best bet, however, in this game prop-wise is Darius Garland over 7.5 assists. Gone over this total in 6 out of 9. Last 2 games on fire with the assists. 13 against Sacramento, 12 against Minnesota. Now, that being said, those were very, very high-scoring games. We knew those were going to be very high-scoring games, so I don't expect him to get to 13 or 12 tonight. But Cleveland, very, very balanced scoring attack. I really like how Allen and Mobley have been performing great inside, and they should be a good source of baskets tonight without Bam. So I can see a lot of assists from Garland. I was pretty surprised to see 7.5. Touch juiced at minus 135, but it's worth a play for me. I'll fire away on this one.
All right, good stuff there. Garland leads the team, I believe, scoring, assists, steals, having quite the year is Darius Garland. Tony Mejia, what do you think? It was an ass whooping a couple of weeks ago here in Miami. 26, I believe, was the distance between the Cavaliers and the Miami Heat. Are you willing to go with the contrarian gods here and back them getting 5.5? What a difference a couple of weeks makes.
No, the contrarian gods are clearly feeling frisky if they're going up against a team that's covered 11 straight games. And look, the Cavs are the better team here just because of attrition. I mean, we got no Bam, we got no Jimmy, and yet the Heat are trying to figure stuff out with back-to-back blowout wins. You know, COVID obviously played a huge role in their blowout of the Bulls the other night. Zach LaVine actually played in that game, and then the next morning he tests positive, and they beat them 118-92. So that was probably a little bit of a factor, but that doesn't have anything to do with Duncan Robinson rediscovering his shooting stroke. And that's the biggest deal for Miami. I mean, he's been, such a headache for them after signing his extension. They were very confident in his ability to stretch the floor being such a key component to what they want to do. And he's really struggled. So if they can get him back, Kyle Lowry's been more aggressive because he's had to be. So he's really playing well. And this is a Miami Heat team that can compete with the Cavs. And it sounds weird to say all that, but yeah, you're really at bare bones instead of in terms of depth. You're relying on guys like Max Strus off the bench to be the sixth man and play the role that Tyler Hero plays, because you expect Tyler Hero to be a catalyst for 30 plus minutes. So I think Cleveland is the way to go here, but laying points and with the contrarian gods blessing Miami, I think I'm going to just stay away. But definitely expect Cleveland to win this game, in Miami, in terms of what they want to take out of this, is keep Duncan Robinson playing well and see what Andy's friend Dwayne Dedman and Casey Okpala can do against the dynamic duo of Jared Allen and Mobley, who have both been playing tremendous basketball.
Yeah, I mean, if it's one thing we've seen in the past with this Miami team, Rob Veno, is that they don't necessarily forget rather easily. And that 26-point drubbing in their own building back on December 1st, I'm sure sticks with them. So with Lowry running point there, they certainly have enough firepower to keep this close. What do you think?
Well, I think it's great to remember it. I think it's something else to be able to do something about it, right? I mean, when you go back to that box score on the 1st of December, the 26-point Cavalier win, it's the same exact Miami lineup we'll see tonight. Nobody back. Duncan Robinson shooting from three, that's got to happen every game for them because the guy's playing small forward right now. They're playing so small, and that's a problem when you play a front line of 3 7-footers, right? You get nothing at the rim. You better shoot threes. The bench is certainly in Cleveland's favor as well. And when you look at it, Joe, at Miami, if you want to back Miami tonight, the good news for you is that they have been shooting real well from three. I would say that to win tonight, they got to shoot 40% or better. Miami's done that in 4 of their last 5. I think 39.5 or better. So that's one good thing. You have to play small. Maybe you want to run all these smalls out there at once and PJ Tucker at center. Who knows? But if they don't make threes, there's just nothing available at the rim. There's no rim defense. And it makes it difficult. I'll say this. While Cleveland matches up so well with the players that are going to be on the floor tonight, the odds makers have caught up. And 8 days ago, we were still talking about Cleveland not getting enough respect in the line. They're getting enough respect in the line now. I think my power ratings made them 5.5. They're 6.5. So the odds makers even think more of them a little bit than I do. It's hard for me to play against Cleveland here at home. Their point spread record has been so good. A great portion of that, though, has been as an underdog, right? It hasn't really been in this particular situation. So while I think they're really better than Miami, they match up really well against Miami. The points may be a little bit too heavy. Still, I'm going to say I'll go with Cleveland. You know that Jim Croce wrote a song about 45 years ago where you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't do all this bullshit. And he forgot to say you don't cross the contrarian gods in that song, Joe, because I'm probably going to do it here. I think I'll play Cleveland, even though the price they're now well respected by odds makers for sure.
Yeah, and that's the question now. When does it become overvaluing the Cleveland Cavaliers? Well, we'll see if it's tonight as the Miami Heat plus 5.5, looking at the contrarian play of the day. Let's check out our featured matchup tonight. And what better than the Golden State Warriors taking on the Indiana Pacers, where history may, in fact, be made here tonight. Golden State, 3.5-point favorite here. 214.5 as a opening number. Interesting enough, I'm seeing 213s on the board now in some spots, and he's 7 away. That's right, 7 away from being the all-time 3-point leader in the NBA. And the ironic part about this, Tony Mejia, is that he has scored at least that many in 101 games in his career. So bombs away here for Steph Curry. What do you think here in this matchup? Is Golden State the side to play?
I definitely think Golden State is the side to play, but I'm leery, and that's because I set this number for myself at Warriors -5. Golden State still has not lost consecutive games this season. Golden State just, collapsed the other night thanks, to the basketball gods, because I had a 5% play on Philadelphia, and that looked really bleak in the third quarter. And then the Sixers went on a huge run, and Matisse Thybulle did a tremendous job on Steph Curry. And again, you figure that Curry will be, chomping on the bit to bounce back. There's conspiracy theorists out there that believe that Curry will stop just short. That's bullshit, but he'll stop just short tonight to make sure that he sets his record at the Mecca tomorrow night, Madison Square Garden, which would be interesting and a nice basketball story, but I don't think that's likely to happen. In terms of what the Warriors bring to the table, and why I'm leery is I think they are or should be a 5-point favorite against the Pacers. Indiana did come up with a big effort against Dallas the other night. Rick Carlisle is still out, so it's Lloyd Pierce at the head coaching spot for them. Matching wits with Steve Kerr and an opportunity for the Warriors to bounce back. And again, this Indiana team, I think they're pissed off at Kevin Pritchard and the organization enough to make this a statement game, and certainly they don't want Steph Curry setting any records on their home floor. But I don't know why the spread isn't larger than it is at the moment, and that's that it's gone up to 3.5 because it opened at 3. Again, the Warriors not getting enough respect from odds makers, that immediately makes me raise an eyebrow. So I'll probably stay away from this one, but do expect the Warriors to win if there's no shady business or there's no shooting slump. This is a game that Golden State should do enough on the boards to win. And then, as an aside that has nothing to do with this game, both Klay Thompson and James Wiseman have reported to the Warriors G League franchise. So we are sure to see Golden State at full strength sooner than later.
Wow. So it does, in fact, look like reinforcements are on the way there. What do you think here in this game tonight, Rob Veno? They certainly, after being told everyone is on the trading block here in Indiana, they have certainly responded. They've been playing well recently. What do you think here? Can they hold down the fort and not be a part of history tonight?
I'm not sure. This matchup is far better for Golden State than it was Saturday night. Tony talked about Matisse Thybulle being a thorn in Steph Curry's side. He was. And when you play Philadelphia, not only do you have to contend with his defense on your top shooter, but you have to contend with Joel Embiid. And those are two things, certainly. And maybe we need Ski in here to tell us the difference between Miles Turner and Joel Embiid. Although Andy's right there. He can probably tell us the difference between Miles Turner and Joel Embiid. They're not close. Warriors are in off of a couple really, really bad shooting performances. And, in my world, when I handicap NBA, I like bounce back theory. And especially a team that can shoot as well as this team can. They shot 40% from the floor against Philadelphia, 25% from three, well below average. Philly's got that strong defense. But the game prior to that was against Portland. And they only shot 39.8 from the floor and 30.5 from three. So it's been 2 poor games in a row. For Golden State, they're very well rested. They're on the road, but it's only their 3rd game in the last 6 days. Same goes for the Pacers. Golden State does have the look ahead to the Knicks tomorrow, but I don't know, aside from the venue, I don't know what the look ahead factor would be there. Steph, 9 of 31 on threes last 2 games. I just think that's going to all come back here. Indiana's not a great 3-point defense. And in fact, when you go through their game logs, they're either really, really good or they're absolutely miserable. They're going to allow you 40% or better, or they're going to hold you under 30. So I think Golden State probably gets them here. Bench is a concern. If you're Indiana, it's a short bench. I don't know. Justin Holiday may be back tonight. Brad Wanamaker has a question mark next to his name if both can't go. You're talking about a bench that consists of O'Shea Brissett, Keelan Martin, Jeremy Lamb. Torrey Craig only got 2 minutes and 18 seconds in their last game for whatever reason. But the other side keeps rattling off players when they come off the bench. The defense is so much stronger for Golden State. I just think too many factors line up for them. They've had a day and a half, 2 days to think about what happened in Philadelphia. I think that all changes here. I'd be more than willing to lay the 3.5 with Golden State over Indiana in this one.
All right, good stuff. And Andy, you know them well there. What is the word there about Indiana and this battle tonight they got coming their way?
The ego of the New York Knicks fan base never ceases to amaze me. No. Their heads are so big and shoved so far up their ass that they actually think Steph Curry is going to go out tonight and purposely miss shots and not shoot so he can set the record on our court, which is also dumb because why would you want it set on your home court? You're the one giving up the 3-pointers. New York Knicks fans just never cease to amaze me. Quick, what's the next big free agent you guys are going to miss out on? I do have a couple props for this one. Books were very smart with Steph. They put him at 5.5 3-pointers at like -160. So it's a prop. Unfortunately, you can't really get near. Here's a sleeper one. Juan Toscano Anderson under 4.5 points. I don't know what's gone wrong with this guy the last 3 games. His minutes have just plummeted. He's only playing 13, 17, and 11 minutes the last 3 games. He has 4, 3, and 0 points in those games. So he's not getting playing time, and he's not doing anything with it. It's a shockingly low total, but I got to follow the trend there. And I am going to take a 3-point prop My boy, my guy, Miles Turner, over 1.5 3-pointers. You think Steph's going to put on a show? No, Miles Turner is going to put on a show. He's actually not been terrible. He's hit 3 3-pointers in 4 out of the last 5 games. That's 3 of them. And he's attempting 6 a game in December. So he's shooting a lot of them, and he's making at least 3 in those. I could see him wanting to show off a little bit in front of Steph. So look for Miles Turner to hit at least 2 3-pointers in this game. That's where I'm going with these props tonight.
All right, love it. Let's do it then. Let's move on, guys, to our overtime game, and it is where we'll look at a total, and actually happens to be the highest total on the board, shockingly enough, as we're going to take a look at the Atlanta Hawks taking on who? Yep, the Houston Rockets here, 226.5, even 227's beginning to pop up now in the marketplace. So suffice to say, people in the marketplace believe we are going to get some scoring. And it's an interesting matchup. And the question is, Rob Veno, is this just simply an over or not spot for you?
Well, I think, Atlanta's a funny team, Joe. When I went back and looked at their last 10, if they play a team that will push pace or that is defensively soft or that can just score the basketball, they go over the number. It's real easy. 5-3 over the total, their last 8. But the 5 overs, again, they're all against teams like that, like this Houston Rockets team, a team that's going to push pace, a team that doesn't have a lot of defense. And so with Atlanta's firepower on offense and with their own lack of defense all season long, I think you'd have to believe 226 might not be high enough. I think if you add into it the fact that, surprisingly, the Houston Rockets have shot the basketball so well. 9 of their last 10 games, they're shooting 47% or better. A couple of 50 and up thrown in there. And that's a drastic change from what happened earlier this season. I think they get Eric Gordon back tonight. The rotations for however Steven Silas has figured this out. He's figured out how to get them to shoot better, how to score. They still give up a lot of points on the defensive end. They're still not a cohesive unit back there. So Atlanta will find theirs too. I just think you have to play either over or not, Joe. It really goes along with the matchup here. The matchup kind of screams these two will score on one another. The 3 times Atlanta didn't score, they played good defensive teams. If you don't pose that threat, they get theirs, especially at home. So I think over 226, probably the right way to go. I broke it down to first halves too, but I couldn't find any edge in first half. If you're looking at the Houston Rockets, first half of their road games, last 5, 1-4, 4-1, under the total. Right, 110 against Memphis, 113 against OKC, 99, 94, and 94 were the other 3. So those teams, Memphis kind of like Atlanta in that they'll score 110 in that game. But Houston hasn't been that good of a first half team on the road. Been pretty good overall, though, getting these things up and over. So maybe we'll look over 226 full game.
All right, looking at it. Let's go here. What do you think, Andy? You're looking at the over, and if so, any props that we should be interested in with this Houston-Atlanta matchup?
Yeah, I'm not going to be on any unders in this game. That's for sure. I do have some overs that I like. I'll go back to Eric Gordon, over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Came up 1 short of going over last game, but before that, it hit easily in 3 straight. Atlanta's the 3rd worst team guarding shooting guards. I mean, they give up 23.7 points a game. That's just points. Then throw in 5.4 rebounds, 4.3 assists. So I see a good game for Eric Gordon. And then I don't like laying these big numbers, but I'm not taking an under on Trae Young these days. I'm going to take him over 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Gone over in 7 out of 8 games. He's scoring a ton. 10 or more assists in 5 straight games. We have a very high point total telling us he's probably going to be putting up close to 30 points a game. If he gets to 30 points a game, he's probably going to fly over this. Multiple games with 45 plus points, rebounds, and assists. So 40.5 seems low, especially for this matchup. So 2 overs for me on this one.
All right, 2 overs, not going to include the under. Mejia, what is it, over or not for you with these 2 teams?
Well, this is my best bet, but it's not a total. So I'll discuss the total, uh, putting in the asterisk that typically I believe that it takes two teams to reach an
Mm,
over. So maybe that gives you a hint as to where I'm going
yep.
in my best bet segment. But I will say this: the Hawks come off being placed with their total at 228 last time out against the Brooklyn Nets in a nationally televised game. So maybe they were fishing to get uh, bettors that wanted to see a show between obviously James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Trae Young, and came away disappointed because they set it at 228. That's the highest number of any Hawks game this season, and the total ended up being
Hmm.
not being approached. Final score was 113 to 105, so it finished 10 points below that. And again, no other totals higher than 228 for Atlanta all season, and they're 1-2 when it's 227 or higher. As for the Houston Rockets, this is also only the fourth time that they've got a total approaching 227, and most of those have come very recently against the Bucks. Most recently on December 10th, and that game finished 123 to 114. Before that, it was against the Hornets. Final score there, 146 to 143 back on November 27th. And then you have to go back all the way to the season opener before we knew how badly all these rules would impact scoring, where the odds makers set the total at 232 on a game between the Rockets and the Timberwolves that actually went under, but still finished 124 to 106. So I believe that we can get there between these two teams, especially with Eric Gordon back. The fact is that the Rockets are playing guys like DJ Augustine who can't play a lick of defense, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight. But I guess I'll go with the over and then talk about how that might influence me to go side and total later on tonight for clients and our best bet bettors.
All right. Love it. All right. There you go, guys. Got a little total, got a featured game, got a contrarian side, and that sound you hear are the dogs barking, Robert. Let's see what we got going on.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
Yeah, we got a few of them here tonight to choose from as well, including the Miami Heat, the Indiana Pacers, the Sacramento Kings, and a birdie tells me, of course, that the Sacramento Kings have officially made Ski Profits hell no list here this year. About time. The Houston Rockets, the Boston Celtics, the Memphis Grizzlies, Charlotte Hornets, the Washington Wizards, and the Clippers, who are out west taking on the Phoenix Suns here. So, Andy, we're starting with you here, my friend. Talk to me. Which one of these would you make your dog here tonight?
I like the Charlotte Hornets getting points. Charlotte, they've played good their last four games, 2-2, but they beat Atlanta, Sacramento, and they lost twice to Philadelphia. Two really close games. One of them went to overtime. They've been playing really good. They're similar to Memphis a little bit. Who it's like, wait a minute, they're missing guys and they're missing big name guys, yet they're winning and playing really good. So I've been enjoying watching Memphis and Charlotte compete. Dallas on a back-to-back. They've lost 6 of their 9 outright. The Hornets, they can just suck these teams into these high-paced games and these high-scoring games, and that gives Charlotte an edge. Luka Doncic is out. So I think this is much more closer to a pick 'em. I think we're getting pretty good value here at plus 3.5. Give me Charlotte tonight plus the points.
I got to give them credit, man. They've been banging with the best of them there with a little depleted and a little thin. We're going to Tony Mejia here. What do you think, Tony? Which one of these are you looking to make your dog tonight?
Well, I'm going with the Sacramento Kings, and I just want to tell the people how awesome you are at puns, because a little birdie also told me that, and that little birdie lives on Twitter because that's where Ski on Twitter said that the Kings made his hell no list. So that's actually very accurate out of you. A little birdie did divulge that little secret. They're not on my hell no list, though, and even though they won't have Rashawn Holmes back, and that's just because I don't trust these Toronto Raptors. We'll see what happens with them. But Fred VanVleet said the other night, the offense is going to be a work in progress without OG Anunoby and whatnot. Going forward, they barely beat the Knicks 90-87. That 90-point mark is something that they've become accustomed to because they haven't cracked 100 in 5 of their last 7 games. Now, seeing the Kings come into town will obviously aid those matters. But I think in this game, you're giving me points. Sacramento has Marvin Bagley playing in the rotation now. They do have solid guards that could potentially, get into Fred VanVleet and have him have a poor shooting game. So on a hunch, I'm going to take the points that Sacramento will be able to close out a road trip in which they lost by 1 to Charlotte and then got annihilated by Cleveland, who doesn't these days, on a winning note or at least a covering note up across the border.
Love that. Mejia misses nothing, in fact, with that little birdie here. And Rob Veno, please tell me what? No, I'm sorry. Do not see any Pelicans on here, and not a ton of high numbers on the board, except for the Houston Rockets, and we all know you ain't going there. So which one of these might you be looking at tonight for a dog?
So we will pull a Flow Rider and go low, low, low here, Joe. We'll take 3 points with the Washington Wizards tonight in Denver. Now, Washington, the one concern you have if you play the Wiz is that they haven't been a good road team, 4-9-2 against the spread, but the average loss has been less than 4 points. They've been close overall, just haven't gotten the covers. Some of those are as a favorite. They are 6-1 as an underdog overall. I think you have to take a close look at Denver, though, the team that's favored here. Obviously, name brand, much more than the Washington Wizards, but they're 4-9 against the spread last 13. And worse than that, the defense is just falling apart. I'm waiting for the next Michael Malone tirade, but he may not let loose with one just because they're so banged up. But in 8 of those 13 games where they've only covered 4, they've given up 50% or better from the floor. Washington's not the best shooting team in the world, but certainly they're capable on any given night. First of a road trip here. I think your mind and focus should be pretty good here if you're Washington. The injury list now includes JaMychal Green, doubtful. Add to it Aaron Gordon, questionable. I mean, the list just goes on and on. They needed, I think, 10 of 21 3-point shooting out of Bones Highland and Marcus Howard from Marquette the other night. The Nuggets did to get past San Antonio. So I'm going to take Washington here. I just think they're certainly the healthier team, certainly the deeper team in altitude. And I think spread-wise, Denver's just in a nosedive at this point in time. And defensively, they are too. So give me the Wizards +3.
We are going Wiz +3, guys. All right, now it is time, of course. Take a look at some best bets here as we throw 60 seconds on the clock. Give these guys a chance to do whatever the hell they want with it. As long as they give us a best bet, we good. So, Andy, start with you. 60 seconds on the clock. Talk to us. What's your best bet here tonight?
I am going to go back to the Pacers and Golden State game tonight. And I'm going to play DeMontis Sabonis over 17.5 points. He's starting to get consistent. I knew this season would start off rocky and there'd be a lot of strange nights for the Pacers. But he's been scoring a lot of points, and he's getting a lot of them at the rim. He's had 21 or more points in 4 out of 5 games. In December, he's shooting a crazy 75.9% from the field. Now, listen, we know that pace isn't going to continue, but he's been hitting his shots, and he's been playing really well. Miles Turner is actually becoming an asset, and the Warriors give up 32 points a game to power forwards and centers. I would expect Turner and Sabonis to be able to do some damage. I think they're going to bang inside, and they're going to exploit Looney and possibly Draymond Green in there. The number feels a bit low. He's been scoring a lot of points. This is one of my favorite bets today. This is part of the client package that is up for $9. Sabonis over 17.5.
Love it. All right. Book it there tonight. It's a good matchup there. That's Indiana Pacer Golden State Warriors game. Let's do it, Mejia. You're circling the wagons here. 60 seconds on the clock. Tell us about that best bet here in this Houston Rockets Atlanta Hawks game.
All right, well, this best bet is already available at wt.buzz/TM. It's my free play for the night. So go ahead and read the full write-up there and visit all the pick packages that are only $9. And there are 3 of them, 3 different sports. And I will definitely end this early because I know our producer, Robert, is going to be quick on the trigger finger with that 00. considering I'm fading his Rockets tonight. Too many guys that can defend. Garrison Matthews, I got time. Garrison Matthews, DJ Augustine, Armani Brooks, really like his game, but again, can't defend a lick. They've even resorted to putting Daniel Tice back in the starting lineup after they decided that they were going to remove him from the rotation altogether. Eric Gordon being back means probably less Josh Christopher, but again, these guys don't defend. The Hawks got Cam Reddish back, less Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot, which means more offense for Atlanta. Lay the points. Back the Hawks.
Oh, Robert, it was a long weekend for Houston.
Venomous.
Yeah, including the Cougars who lost to Alabama. Rob, talk to us here, man. 60 seconds on the clock. What might your best bet be here tonight?
Yeah, first off, I'll give graphics a heads up that I shortchanged myself on the Washington Wizards. So when you post that up there after this, that's my dog is +3.5.
Yes.
+3. We want that half a point. I'll be in the same building as Andy, but I like Golden State first half. They're only -1.5 in this game. 7 of the last 10 first halves they've played, the opponent has not scored over 48 points. It's the defense. And when you're playing first halves, you know that those rotations, the second team rotations, play a bulk of the second quarter minutes. And that's where I think Golden State can really pull away. If they're not ahead at the end of one, they should be ahead by halftime with the advantage that they have off the bench. I think Steph bounces back, as I described earlier. I think the whole team bounces back better offensively. Indiana's not the defensive team that Philadelphia. So give me the Golden State Warriors to win by more than 1.5 first half tonight at Indiana.
All right. There it is. And nobody said anything bad about you. Oh, yeah, that's right. Mejia didn't. You got buzzed. All right, guys, when we put it all together here tonight, we recap it for you with Andy Lang looking at the Charlotte Hornets as his dog tonight. Does like Domantas Sabonis over 17.5 points as his best bet. Tony Mejia is back at the, oh, hell no, Sacramento Kings +4.5 in Toronto. His best bet, however, is the Atlanta Hawks laying 10 because Houston sucks. Rob Veno looks like a dog going with the Washington Wizards. And yes, in fact, he got that half a point. +3.5 there for the Wiz. And his best bet, take the Warriors in Indiana in the first half, lay the 1.5. And our contrarian play of the day is now that everyone's lovable Cleveland Cavaliers are a favorite, the contrarian gods are saying, not so fast. Back the Miami Heat +5.5 in that matchup here tonight. And don't forget, guys, it is $9 Monday, which means best bets are available. $9. You see how that works? Monday, $9 Monday. That's right. WagerTalk.com. Visit Andy Lang, Tony Mejia, and Rob Veno. Get the best bets tonight, guys. Wrap them up for just $9. Great opportunity to hop on board there. Certainly in the association here tonight with a really nice card of some intriguing matchups. Also hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. Come back and join us again tomorrow as we've got a whole new NBA tip-off show ready for you to go. So on behalf of Andy Lang, Tony Mejia, and Rob Veno, guys, appreciate you hanging with us, stopping by, and we certainly hope to see you again tomorrow. In the meantime, best of luck with your plays tonight, guys. We'll talk to you again soon.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, college football bowl season, baby. And there are 42 bowl and playoff games to keep us entertained for almost 3.5 weeks. Starting with Toledo versus Middle Tennessee State and going through the national championship on Monday, January 10th, pick your favorite WagerTalk or Sports Memo handicapper and get every college football bowl game they release, including any 5% best bets normally priced at $35 for the low price of $149. As an added bonus, make sure to download the free WagerTalk College Football Bowl Guide by going to wt.buzz/rm. From everyone at WagerTalk and Sports Memo, good luck this college football bowl season.